We all have the same image in our minds when we think of a samurai. Japanese guy, katana, long hair and a ponytail with the weird clog sandals. In today's video, we challenge everything you think you know about samurais. His name was Yasuke, and he managed to make history not only as the first black samurai, but also as one of the few foreign samurais in history. In today's video, we'll share one of the most impressive stories in the world. Don't take your eyes off the screen. You won't want to miss this incredible story. Although it's unclear from which country he came, some have placed his birth in Mozambique, but other studies have suggested that he came from Ethiopia or Nigeria. In 2013, a Japanese investor called Discovery of World Mysteries concluded that Yasuke was from the African Maka ethnic group and that his original name was Yashui. Mesudaria Latata, his companion, described him in a fascinating way in his diary in 1579. He was 1.88 meters tall, black with skin like coal. Yasuke was an African giant whose mere presence inspired great fear and respect. He, an Italian Jesuit, Alessandro Vigilano, whom he served as a bodyguard, arrived in Japan via India in 1579. It is believed that he was actually enslaved by this monk, but other voices, such as that of British historian Thomas Lockley, estimate that he was freed before meeting Villalonga, who he actually hired him. From his first day in Kyoto, then the captain of Japan, he caused a sensation. The writings of time say that people flocked to see him because they did not believe he was real, and some was crushed to death in the attempt when crowds were created in his path. Nobunaga himself was doubtful at first. It was the first black man he had ever seen in his life, and legend has it that he forced him to bathe in front of him to check that he had not dyed his skin with charcoal and was a spy. In addition, he was very surprised by his height, as he was 1.88 meters tall, while the Japanese average is 1.57 meters tall, and he was as strong as a bull, as the Japanese chronicles say that his strength was equivalent to that of 10 Japanese warriors. However, Yasuke's skill and past as a fighter did not go unnoticed, and he ended up as a samurai warrior, even accompanying the powerful Nobunaga as his right-hand man, treating him as a member of his family, and being one of the few who were allowed to dine with the feudal lord. But Nobunaga was not only interested in Yasuke for his fighting skills, but was also curious about the talent for conversation and reading. The samurai entertained the lord with tales of his distant homeland, showing that he was educated and highly cultured man. Nobunaga then made him his personal bodyguard. After training him and instructing him in the customs of Bushido, he made him his trusted samurai. He was the first samurai of non-Japanese origin. Although it is possible that hundreds of people from other countries were later employed as such, but he had the distinction of being the first registered and also the first black skin. Yasuke remained at Nobunaga's side until the end. He was with him the night of the general's revolt against him and set fire to his place, leaving Nobunaga trapped in one of the rooms where the feudal lord took his own life in the ritual suicide known as seppuku. Before dying, Nobunaga asked Yasuke to behead him and give his head and sword to his son. according to British historian Thomas Lackley, demonstrating his trust in the African warrior. Matishu decided to spare his life of the black samurai, who was surprised by his bravery and courage and released him. Yasuke then joined Ada Nabukata, Nabunaga's son, to whom he gave his head. At present, there is no record of what happened to Yasuke after that, but it is believed he returned to Jesuits and later Mozambique. What do you think of this tale? Do you believe it? Leave a comment below and let us know.